So guys, the crazy thing is I live about 5 minutes from this event, and Eamon messaged me this morning and said, you know what, Warren, we'd like you to talk at the event, which is next month, but come down tonight and you can get a feel for it. But something inside of me was like, do you know what, I got a feeling I'm going to talk tonight. Not because I like talking, no, I'm joking, I love talking, but actually what it is though, is that what I'm most passionate about is getting people to live life on their terms. So that you can be in a place where you're that person behind closed doors. And you know what I find, especially in London, when you go on the tube, and you're sitting down on the tube, and no one's looking at no one. Everyone's avoiding eye contact. So, I know they're not that quiet behind closed doors. Why are people not being themselves? And for me on my self-development journey so far, it's been 1,182 days of consistent self-development. Not that I'm counting days at all. But what I'm passionate about was that I grew up on a council estate. I grew up in Oxford in a council estate. And the environment I grew up in, my mum had me at 17 years old. And she went through crack, cocaine and heroin. So as a child, I went through a lot. And I went into foster care. And I went from home to home to home, and I didn't feel loved. I didn't feel worthy of who I was. And that resulted in me being shy, having no confidence, and feeling like I was this small. So, because, how long we got, 10 minutes? Okay, so, because we've only got 10 minutes, guys, like, I'm gonna fast forward it. 1,182 days ago, I had depression. And I was in a place where I didn't want to live no more. Clinically depressed. I was in a place where I was having panic attacks, I was having anxiety, and I went to the doctor and I told them all of my symptoms. And they were like, emotionless, here you go, here's some medication, and there's counselling on your way. And I went home and I started crying, and I was like, do you know what, I was like, God, please show me something. And the funny thing is, the next day I had a phone call, hey Warren, you applied for this coaching job in America to coach children. You applied for this job a year ago, but someone's dropped out at the last minute, do you want to take this opportunity? And like I said, like with this talk today, I was like, yeah, I'll take the opportunity. Because I was depressed as well, so I thought, do you know what, I got a place I was living at, I had a car, but I'm gonna take it. So I flew to America on a Friday. And children taught me the first lessons of how to overcome those obstacles that you face in life. All those things that you've gone through in life. Children, I was watching this a child called Becky, who I was coaching. She's like, oh my gosh, you're from the UK, you're the UK coach, oh my god. Yeah, like, literally was so happy. I'm coaching her football, she falls over and she's crying her eyes out as if the world's ended. I go down to her, I say, Becky, do you know what? You're stronger than that. She wipes her knees and she gets back up and she's like, woo, I love life. And I thought, wow, do you know what, that child taught me the lesson there. Why is it as adults, we carry this baggage with us? And then, so I started to realize I need to find the root cause of this depression. So I had to go so deep to find out who I really was. And I created, from studying people such as Tony Robbins, Les Brown, Steve Jobs, Richard Branson, Nelson Mandela, all of these greats, I was finding little similarities, little bits of ingredients that I was putting in my pot to create my cake. But what I did was I learned these 6 principles that I put together, which are gonna help you as well, guys. And I wanna go over these 6 principles quickly. Number 1, is knowing your worth. Once you know your worth, guys, boy, your standards in life start raising. It's irrelevant to what ethnicity you are, or if you're male or female, once you know your worth, you walk, talk, and act different. But this comes about through the repetition of creating an environment in your household, because the McDonald's, the Apples, they know you guys better than you know yourselves, because they want to take away your happiness so that you have to pay for your happiness. So their businesses grow. So I thought, you know, with that concept, I'm gonna create an environment in my household. So the affirmations were on my wall. And it's not like a secret, I don't just read it and go, oh my God, I wanna live in Mayfair and I wanna be a speaker. It was like my emotion was in it. The mind can't read emotionless words. So I had to really dig deep and bring it from the soul to learn to love who I was. I had to look myself in the mirror and say, do you know what, Warren, I love who you are. Every single day in the first 2 weeks, I was like, this is not working. This is not working, man. Why is this not working? But what happened is the subconscious mind can't reject. So whatever you hear over and over again, the subconscious mind then conditions it, then it becomes autopilot. So therefore, I learned to love myself so much that my cup was overflowing. Does that make sense? So with that, my standards, the friends that I was hanging around, I was in a toxic relationship as well that had to end because she wasn't my standard of living no more. So when you know your worth, you walk, talk, and act different, but you can be who you are. And you know that it doesn't matter if you have £1 million or you have nothing, but your shoulders are back and your chin's up. The second is your why, and this is the most important thing. The why is what gets you up before your alarm clock. As a speaker, I don't just want to fill you in with knowledge, I want you to act upon it now. And I know the biggest mistake that I made as a speaker is that I thought I could change everyone's life. That's the biggest mistake I made, but I know there's someone in this room right now, because this all happened for a reason, but there's someone in this room right now who is ready to apply that knowledge and to start living life on their terms. So the why is vital, but you have to see your why in your household every single day, because guess what? Hollyoaks, EastEnders, these all distract you. The noises around you distract you in life. So, but when you're aware of it, and the subconscious mind is seeing it every single day, and you are being emotionally attached to it. So when I'm talking about the why, it's about giving that life to your family, maybe that you never had. The best nutrition. I'm talking about organic. No Sainsbury's, pure organic, fresh produce. Healthcare, the best healthcare. God forbid something bad happens to someone that you love, you can provide them the best doctor because they mean that much to you. But most importantly is time. Why are we living and working in jobs and spending more hours in a job than the people that we love most? So when the why is emotional, it's like when your family's in the house and it's on fire and you've been to the gym for like 5 hours and you're exhausted, you find that energy when your back's up against the wall to go and rescue your family. But you need to have that in your every single day life to master anything, to dominate your space, to live a life on your terms, because we're in a system. So the why is vital, that you really connect with your why and you see it every single day. The third is losing that fear of being judged. This is about being you. Yeah? This is about being you and not caring don't care what people think about you. I'm not focused on, how am I looking? All I'm focused on is serving. Just one life. When you lose that fear of being judged, you can be the you behind closed doors. I know some of you sing in the shower. You can sing on the streets. People are like, you crazy. I'm like, you're crazy because you're not being yourself. The next one, so that's 3. The next one is giving, and this is a big one as well. When I first moved to London, I went to schools, colleges, universities. I went to Canary Wharf, and I said, don't pay me a penny, hear me talk. Don't pay me nothing. And I started to change lives. And on these 1,182 days, I've reached over 500,000 people via social media, from talks and events, but it's all been from a serving place. I realized this: if I served enough people, I'd get where I want to get to, but what a legacy. And that fact, that when you hear someone say that you've changed their life, money can't buy it. Money can't buy it. So giving is the vital thing. This is why a dog lives rent-free and a cow ends up in McDonald's. Because a dog shows unconditional love and affection. People are emotional beings. Every single one of you want to feel significant. And when you know that when you're just given to serve, you get to where you want to get to. Number 5 is your gratitude. Most people are like this: do you know what? Life's so crap. I'm like, what's your morning routine? I turn the TV on, I put the news on, and I hear about the Muggins, Killings, recession, and all of this, blah, 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 blah. And they expect a positive outcome after hearing all of that. But when you're in tune with your gratitude list and you see it every single day, and you're going over it every single day with emotion. So the fact that you got vision, if you ask someone that can't see what they would pay to have vision, they tell you. But when you're truly in tune with your gratitude, it's impossible to be depressed or impossible to be down when you're in line with being grateful. Does that make sense? And the last one is your destination. And the first speaker, I forgot your name, brother, but David, I loved your talk as well. But the destination is this. Like Les Brown says, most people fail in life not because they aim too big and miss. They aim too low and hit. And a life like this, if that was on a life support machine, what is that?
Dead.
It's dead, right? So It's really getting to a place where your dream, okay, you don't even need to know how you're gonna get there. But I tell you this, 2 years ago I said this, I'm gonna be living in Mayfair, and I'm gonna be, not because I'm materialistic, but I wanted to be the master of money. Like the speaker was saying before me as well. What's his name? Paz. Yeah, but like Paz was saying, I had to change my philosophy on money, my process on money, because I got taught that you had to work hard for money. But I realised that if you work from your neck up, it's limitless. So the destination was this: I had to reach 1 million lives by 2019, but earn my first £1 million so that I can be the master of money. I could create the chicken. If the chicken represented the money machine, and the egg represented the money, I wanted to create the machine. So it's like Richard Branson. You take all of his assets away, but give him a year again, and he's a billionaire again, because he has the philosophy. So, how long have we Okay, wicked. Guys, thank you so much. Every time I do a talk, I don't do it to speak. I want to reach one person's life. So if you resonate with anything that I've said tonight, please apply it. You owe yourself it. So thank you so much for listening to me speak, and adios.